Coming up today, learn how to do the star stitch. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today you're going to be learning how to do the star stitch. This is actually star stitching here. Every star that you see is actually consisting of 2 rows, and I've changed my colors. But look at the back of this baby. Isn't that really cool? Do you love how the stitches peek through? Really neat. So I've used Bernat Handicrafter cotton with this. You can use Lily Sugar and cream as well to make really cool dishcloths. Today for the star stitch, all you just need to do is match the hook to the yarn. So in this case it's asking for a 5mm crochet hook, so I would use a 5mm for this. So what I'm doing here is that I'm using an extra thick yarn. I'm using Bernat baby blanket yarn for this, as well as a size 10mm size end crochet hook in order to show you where the stitches go. So when we're going to create the first part, let's just do our slip knot. And remember that the one that we create, the slip knot, never counts as one. To keep this pattern in balance, it doesn't matter how big that you want to make this thing. It could be an afghan, it could be a dishcloth, it could be whatever. You have to keep it in groups of 2. Remember that this does not count as 1. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and keep doing that. 1 and 2 and keep doing that, and 1 and 2 and get to the size that you want. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and get to the size that you want. Once you get to the size that you want, you can just sit down and you just need to add 1, just like so. So you go 1 2 1 2 1 2 and then add 1 at the end. So let's work back on this chain, and what we're going to do is second from the hook. We count 1 and 2 and just simply insert your hook into the second one and just pull the yarn through and hold it on your hook. So don't let it go anywhere. You're gonna come to the next chain, insert, pull through and hold. Insert the next chain. Okay, and keep doing that until you end up having 6 loops on your hook. So you have 5 and 6. Now because this is extra big yarn, I didn't do an extra long chain, so it's gonna look like it's a lot shorter than what it could be in your example. Once you have 6 on here, you're simply just gonna grab the yarn and pull through all 6. And that's how you would start. So basically you just created one of the stars. So to finish off the star, you have to chain 1. So you're just gonna pull through like that. And this is gonna leave an eye or the center of your star. This is where it gets really tricky, and this is where it's hard to describe it in a book. So what we're going to do is that we have the eye, we have the post. Okay, this is the last post. If you have all the posts that are coming around the circle, you have the stitch, and then you have 2 more stitches. So what we're going to do is that we're gonna start off with the eye. So just immediately stick your hook into the same eye of the center point and pull the yarn through. Now you're gonna go between the post. Okay, you have all these posts. You have, remember, you have 5 of them. 1 2 3 4 5. Come in between the last 2. Okay, so just go right in there, just go right in between, grab the yarn and pull through. So now you're gonna go to where the stitch is. So this is the last stitch that went in as part of your 6. You're gonna go into the same one and pull through. We're gonna review this again if you're lost. So now you have 4. So now it takes 4 of these loops before you start extending back into the chain. So we're gonna just go for 2 more chains only. So just insert to the next chain available, pull through and hold, and the next chain, pull through and hold, and you have a total of 6. So now that you have your 6, that's the magic number. We're just gonna pull through all 6 and create the next eye of the center point by just chaining 1. Okay, so there is it again. So let's review this again. So to start, we go into the eye, pull through. You're gonna come into the post. It's in between the 2 posts of the final 2. Okay, so if you pull things apart, you can see where things go right there. So you're just gonna go in between the 2 posts, pull through. You're now going to go in the same stitch where that post is coming out of in the chain, and then you're going to pick up the next 2 chains that are available. See how you're only growing by 2 chains every time? That's why it's only in groups of 2 when you start. So now that you have your 6 pulled through everything, I'm gonna review this again. This is the harder step of the 2. So if you got this, you got it, you've got the stitch down pat. So let's create the eye. So we're gonna chain 1 first, And now let's do another star. So we insert into the eye, pull through into the last post, in between the last post I should say, and pull through. We're going to go to where that post is into the actual chain. Okay, so there's your 4. So remember what I said, you have your 4 before you start going into your chain, like your 4 loops, going into the next 2 chains. Pull through and pull through, like so. So now what you're just gonna do is that you're just gonna simply just pull through all 6, like so, and then you're going to just make your eye. So you're going to do your final that you're going to make for the rest of this tutorial here, like for the rest of the row. So we're just gonna insert to the eye, in between the post, into the same stitch of where that post is coming out of. So now we're ready to extend, just like so. So go into the chain for 1 and 2. It's getting touch and go because you're on the end. Okay, you have your no, you don't have it. I missed that last one, so let's try it again. Practice makes perfect, right? So we're gonna pull through that last one. So now we have our 6, and then we pull through all 6. So, and then we make the eye, and then we just single crochet into the last one that you went into when you form the star. So go into the last stitch that you were just at. So that's a half double crochet, just like so. So that is your first line of 2. Now you're going to notice that you have a gapping space here. That is part of the characteristics. So if you think you're screwing up, it's not. It's actually part of the characteristics. So one side you'll have a solid side, the other side you'll have where you did your half double crochet. So, and I tried different elements in order to get rid of that, and I followed pattern books, and it's the same and everything. So let's turn our work and begin the next row. This is the easy one of the 2. To begin this row, it's really simple. This row is the simplest of the 2. So we're gonna chain up 1 first, and we're going to single crochet exactly where that stitch was. Okay, so the very first stitch you're gonna single crochet. Now the first eye of there where everything is circling around is right here, and you can see that, it's just all popping out. So what we're going to do is that we're going to only in the first one for 1 single crochet by itself. And now every one of the eyes that are left of every one of the half circles, you're just gonna put in 2 double crochets into each. You're not spacing anything in between. It's just simply a double crochet, or sorry, a single crochet in each. So that was 1 eye. You can just clearly see it here. There's another one. It's kind of just opening up for you like a flower. Okay, and then you come into the next one. So just 2 single crochets into each, and this completes off the star. Okay, so we go right to the end. This is the final eye, and once you get to the end, you just at the top there, you just want to do 1 single crochet, and we want to change our work. We want to start up a new row, but I'm going to show you how to start a new row when it's actually already established. So I showed you how to begin when it was a chain. Now this is how you're going to do it when you're in a position like this. So let's turn our work. See how you can see the eyes are actually happening. So this is a really inflated version of it, just like you see. So you can see when it's a smaller version, it looks more convincing that it is a star stitch. So let's begin again. So this time what we're going to do is that we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. But here's the thing. Every time you do a chain, there's always 3 strings, 1, 2, and 3. And there's always 3 that make up. So what I want you to do is on the second down, come into 1 string only, grab the yarn, pull through. On the same level, okay, just in a different area, grab this another stitch. So just insert into another one of those strings in the same stitch and pull through. Now you're going to come right to the base, and this is where this is all originating. So now you have your 4. So remember what I said is that whenever we were on the chain is that we got our 4 and then we advanced 2. So now we're just gonna immediately come into the next 2 stitches. So we just pick them up and come into the next one and pick it up. You have your 6. So pull through like this, and then make the eye. So just pull through. So you remember how to do the eye. So we're gonna, or do the next area. So we're gonna do the eye first, pull through. We're gonna go in between the two last posts, pull through. We're gonna go into where the stitch is of the last star that you made, and then you're going to pick up the next two stitches that are just in the row. Once you have your 6, pull through. Okay, chain 1 to make the eye. So let's begin again. So we're gonna go to the eye, to the post, in between the posts, to the actual stitch where that last star was, and then the next 2 stitches that are empty waiting for something. Okay, you have your 6, pull through everything. I'm gonna review this one more time. So we're just gonna chain 1 first to make the eye. So we're gonna go to the eye, to the post, to the where the other stitch is, and then to the next 2 that are empty waiting for something. Okay, pull through all 6. I might as well finish this row while I'm at it. I got you here. So make the eye. So chain 1 to make the eye. So the eye, the post, okay, to the where the chain or the other star is, and then the next 2. So 1 and 2. So now you have your 6, pull through. Okay, chain 1 to make the eye, and then half double crochet into the beginning that we had over here. It can get a little bit tight and dicey in these stitches. Oh, and then just go into the end for 1 half double crochet, like so. So now you're ready to turn your work. You know how to do what you do next. So to begin again, you are just going to chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch. You come into the eye. Okay, you can see it's there. So you're gonna come into the eye for 1, because the 1's gonna be by itself, and then every eye that you run into as you're working along will have 2 single crochets into each, like so. Okay, and you just keep doing that, and you can change color at any time. And this is the star stitch, and thank you so much on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com for joining me today. And for more free patterns and ideas, please join us on our websites, and if you do this project, we'd love to see what it looks like on YouTube. So let me turn it around, and this is what you have, and this is the star stitch.